Hello, can anyone hear me? Testing, one, two, three. Yes. Hello and welcome everyone to what is now a brand new season of the United Drivers League in the F1 series. We'd like to welcome you all to Melbourne, Australia. Of course, we're going to be racing there for the very first race of the F1 series. And what better way to do it at the track that's been the opening race on the F1 calendar for the last 25 years. My name is KD1997, going to be commentating for you and for the rest of the season as well. So, yes, the very first round, new drivers, some little bit of a different team name change in one of the teams, and of course, everything starting all brand new and fresh. So yeah, pretty much this is the third season of the United Drivers League, of course. So definitely been a pretty good milestone as of lately, and of course a lot of progress that has been made over the years. Definitely some different drivers that have gone through time and time, but hey, it's all starting from scratch for today. So yeah, Melbourne, Australia, the Albert Park. Of course, this is one of the 5 street circuits on the F1 calendar, of the current F1 calendar. The track is 3.2 miles long or 5.3 kilometers long, if you want to use the metric system. There are 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right, 3 DRS zones, and quite a bit of a couple of fast chicanes, mostly in turns 1 and 2, and of course turns 11 and 12. And of course, like the very first season of the United Drivers League, the very first season was the pole sitter got a big rig, and then Pecan, the owner of the league, was your race winner along with Apex Glide and X Breezy, getting the last couple of podium positions. But last season, Snipper Pig was the pole sitter, and then Shawsome ended up winning the race, and then podiums was Snipper and then me. Even though now I'm in the commentary box. But I'm excited to do the full season of doing the commentary for all of you throughout the season. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give you a little bit of storyline to tell you as well. So some drivers have gone into some new teams, some new faces, like I have said. Why don't we start from the top of the food chain to the bottom of the food chain? Let's go with Mercedes, of course. Bossman is making his return along with Dilsack in the very nice black Mercedes. I have to say it's probably one of the best looking cars in the game. The Ferrari will be Schweitzer and the Imperial. Imperial going in from the Renault to the Ferrari. And then the Red Bull team is Speed King making his full season debut along with Kill the Birdman, who was driving for Williams. And the Renault will be Impulse, and who drove Red Bull for a little bit, and then alongside him will be Ripper Rick, who came from Toro Rosso, but that will be the team I will get to in just a little bit. And of course, McLaren is going to be Honos, who will stay at his seat with McLaren, and alongside him will be Korab making his debut, full-time debut as well. And then we go into let's go to the Racing Point of Shawsome and Breezy. Of course, they were teammates in the second half of the season. They'll be racing in the Pink Panthers of the Racing Point. And then the brand new rebranded AlphaTauri team of Snipper Pig, and making his return is Publix, or also known as Hefty Bag. And then for Haas will be the teammates from the second half of the season, well, one of them being a full-time, the owner, Pecan, alongside him, got a big rig. And then the Williams finally will be rounded off by Drew Yu, who stays there, and Real Space Hero. And that is your grid lineup for the season. So let's see if we can find someone on the lap. Breezy is invalidated, so let's follow along with the guy who got pole position last year in Australia, Snipper Pig. And I have to say, that's actually a really nice helmet, by the way. Definitely fits with the AlphaTauri colors. Oh, yeah, that's going to be an aborted lap there Of course, turns 11 and 12 is a very tricky left-right chicane. If you go too much into that curve, you will most likely spin into the right side wall, or whatever the worst-case scenario will be. And and there he goes into the wall. And of course, Snipper is also using no TC as well, so he's trying to get more familiar with it as well. Easy Hurricane goes up with a 121.1 to kick off the qualifying session as his benchmark. And let's see who else we can find. I think we can have Korav, I think, is the next. Or is it? Oh, no, it's Honos. Oh, Honos is going to the pits. He got lap invalidated. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention another team, Alfa Romeo. Dreamsy is going to be lined up with Easy Hurricane in the Alfa Romeo. And speaking of that, Dreamsy goes into pole position with a 120.7. So that is the current pole time now. And Korab follows along with a 121.1. And Dilsak also a 121.4. So good times so far. Pretty much the projected pole times are going to be somewhere in the mid 120s, maybe even the 119s. We could see that happening later on in the qualifying session as Bossman goes a 122.6, and looks like we got a Haas coming behind. I think that's Big Rig, and he does a 120.8, so a good time as well. Not too shabby there from the Haas driver. Of course, he's going to make his full season, full-time season for this season as well in the Haas, along with Pecan, like I mentioned. And I think, we got 2 cars already retired. That did not pop up on my screen, or unless I didn't catch it. But yeah, 2 cars are out. Breezy and Speed King, apparently, have retired from the qualifying session, so they'll have to start most likely from the back of the grid. Definitely not a good start to kick off the season for sure. And also, not to mention, what's also disappointing right now is the fact that we cannot use our race numbers for the online cars, but hopefully by the next patch, that will happen. So currently only 7 cars have done their laps, and 2 cars have retired from the session. The thing I would say about this circuit, though, is it's more of a technical, but also a track that can be easy to make mistakes. Especially like turns 1 and 2, which is more of a fast right-left chicane, and it's a hard braking zone as well. But you have to get a good exit out of it so you can get a good flow or rhythm for the qualifying lap. And then turns 11 and 12, like I mentioned before, that's easy to make a mistake as well. If you go wide and hit the curb, you most likely will lose the back end of your car as well. But the track is a lot stricter in this game in terms of its track limits than it was from last season. For example, if you go wide, let's say in turn 14, which in that little runoff area, you will... Snipper... Oh, wait, that's his out lap. If you go wide at turn 14 or even the last corner, you will get your lap invalidated regardless. Even if you have even a couple tires on the ripple strip, which is that corner right there, which is what I'm talking about. So that's just the main thing you got to be aware of. And of course, Pecan using, well, even though we can't use that number in pretty much our career mode or whatever, but this is the number that he's been desiring to, is the number 8, which is Roman Grosjean's number. So he pretty much got his wish a little bit as well. Let's see who we can find. Impulse is on a... no, he's invalidated. Driving the Esteban Ocon Renault. Let's see if we can follow someone. So Pecan, right now in the Haas, is on the soft tires. As, oh, we got someone slowing down. Oh, I think it was just Big Red letting some cars by. Nice helmet too, by the way, as well. Definitely blends in with the ash colors as well. So Pecan to come around the final corner now. So the benchmark is a 120.7. What will the time be? It is a 121.3. So right now he is currently 5th fastest. Honos goes onto pole position with a 120.5, and then Snipper follows behind him with a 120.2. So Snipper, leaving off where he was last season, is off to a good start, and right now is on pole position. Pretty much where he left off from last year's Australia race. Let's see who we can find. I think we got one of the alphas coming around. I think that might be, actually, I think that might be Dreamsy. Okay, we got Swicer. He's about to do his lap, or get his lap out of the way. That looks like to be somewhere in the 123s. Yes, it is, 123.9. And Shawsome, I think, came across. Yeah, he did, 124.6. So he's currently 14th fastest, and let's see. Times I also did not mention. Publix, or Hefty Bag, is 121.3. He's 8th fastest. Let's see. Dipsack is 9th. Kill the Birdman is 10th. He went 122.4. Drew Years at 122.5. And then, yeah. Oh, we got someone that's gone off. It's Schweitzer, who's gone off at the parking lot area of turn 4. Not quite entirely sure how that happened, but it looks like he did not suffer any damage. So, yeah. All right, so we're about 7.5 minutes left in the qualifying session, and right now Snipper Pig is your pole sitter at the moment. Also, I forgot to mention Ripper Rick did set a time as well, and Pulse's teammate did a 120.7 as well. So right now he's in 4th. So what can the Renault of Impulse do, as him and Space Hero have yet to even set a lap time? So this time's looking to be probably a 123, maybe a 124. It's a 124.7, so he's currently 16th. And Space Hero hasn't validated his lap time, so he's still got time, but he has to get back to the pits very, very quickly. Also, a little bit of side note too, if you have not been familiar with watching any streams from other leagues or whatever, there have been issues with like the timing screens, the graphics and everything like that too. So if it looks a bit wonky, just want to give you a heads up on that. As Snipper, 119.8, so he's the first one to crack into the 119s with a 119.8. But let's see what, oh, never mind, Dreamsy is invalidated, so he'll have to go back to the pits immediately. Meanwhile, we'll follow on with Bossman, as he's about to do his lap right now. As this is his first stint, I believe, on the soft tires, and he's currently nearly a second up from his time. The benchmark right now, 119.8 by Snipper Pig, is the time that he has to beat. I don't think that might be it there, as he went a little bit too much curve and went wide at turn 13. Now into turn 15, a little bit on the grass, but still got a pretty good exit there. Still rubbing the grass there at turn 16. That's not going to be enough to be pole, but I think this will be 121. Yes, it is, 121.7. And I think we have Pecan that's coming across the line doing his outlap, and one of the Williams drivers is doing his lap as well. Space Hero still on the soft tires. Interesting. So he's still sticking with the old soft tires that he was doing earlier. Interesting. Or unless the timing screen's off. That always throws me off guard. But also let me know in the comment sections any of your predictions or whatever you like to speak out on. Of course, we've got a long race ahead of us. It'll be a 50% race following this. It'll be about 29 laps around Albert Park. Shawsome there with a pretty big lockup there as well. Oh yeah, there's another thing I haven't mentioned too. So, if you also want to know about another feature is, if you're in spectator mode, during the race, you will be able to see a pitch strategy graphic that will pop up in the beginning of the formation lap. Well, not the beginning of the formation lap, actually. It's more of like towards the end of the formation lap. So, without me having to guess, like, what the pit windows will be, there will be graphics that will pop up as well. So, it's a pretty cool feature, actually, as well. Let's see what Holmes can do as he has a 119.8 to beat. He does a 120.2. Meanwhile, Easy Hurricane looks like he improved his time, but I don't think he's done enough to gain a position. The Alphas right now currently 4th and 5th at the moment. And here comes Imperial, about to do another lap as well in the Ferrari. This might be actually a pretty decent time. He does a 122.9, so actually pretty good time there by Imperial. Currently right now in 15th place. So here comes Pecan. This might be his last chance too, if he wants to try to get pole position. He's currently at 120.4, 4th fastest. Oh, he's aborted his lap. Okay. Well, he's got to hurry up quickly. He's got 2.5 minutes left on the clock to at least get something on the board. Let's follow along with Korab, as he's got a purple second sector, but I'm not sure if I believe that, because a lot of times the game is pretty glitchy about it. Driving along in that Lando Norris McLaren, as he's coming around the final couple of corners, and let's see, this might look promising. Let's see, 117.8, 117.18, 19, 20. He's got a 120.6, and he's at 6th fastest at the moment. And I think that might be the end of his qualifying session as well. Unless he's going to try to do another lap, but I doubt that, because unless he mostly want to save the tires. Meanwhile, one of the Alpha tires is coming. I think that's Publix. So he's about to do his outlap. So let's follow along with... Let's follow along with Impulse then, as he's doing another lap. This will be his last lap, as we got 120 left on the clock. And also to reminder that we will have interviews as well with Stiffer Pig and Pecan following after this qualifying session. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. So Impulse right now, he has to beat a 119.8, and it looks like he's going to be somewhere in the 122s. He is 122.4. Meanwhile, Ferrari's coming behind him. I think that's Schweitzer, about to get ready on his lap. And same story with Space Hero. Meanwhile, one of the McLarens just popped out of the pit lane. I think that might have been Korab. I don't think he's got enough time to actually do a lap. Let's see. Who can we follow with? Let's go ahead and follow on with Hefty Bag, as he right now I think is the closest one to actually be doing the lap. Or is it Shawsome? No, it's not Shawsome. No, Shawsome's going to the pit lane. Interesting. Alright, so Hefty Bag. Right now is 11th fastest. He's got to be somewhere in the 119s if he wants to be next to his teammates. And he goes 121.0, so he'll have to settle with 11th. Meanwhile, Big Rig's retired from the session, and Pecan, did he make it? Did he make it? I don't know how to explain that. He did make it, but I guess he might have messed up or something. I don't know exactly what he did to do that. Alright, so, oh, someone just did a lap. Is Ripper Rick goes fourth fastest. Korab, and looks like Kill the Birdman is following along to go across the line. Let's see what the Red Bull does, as he's currently 13th. He goes up to, looks like he went to 12th. Korab looks like he holds position. Snipper Pig, meanwhile, is invalidated. What would have his time been? His time would have been a 1:19.5. That's actually like matched to my time trial time, as he was 3/10 up, but you'll have to still with a 1:19.8. Meanwhile, Dreamzy, can he beat Snipper's time? The answer is no, but he goes up into second. So he is second fastest right now, so not too far off from Snipper Pig. And I think that is the end of your qualifying session. So Snipper Pig, like last season, is on pole position from the back-to-back poles in Australia. And a good start for the brand new rebranded team of AlphaTauri. And yeah, we will follow along with an interview. I will try to get them invites real quickly, so hold on. So I don't have to do that. Oh, now the graphic highlights that Snipper went fastest. Yeah, that's one of the bugs as well. Sometimes it doesn't like give me the information right off the bat sometimes. Alright, so I just invited those Pecan and Snipper. I think we'll get Snipper first, since he was the pole sitter. And not to mention also, this is Snipper's 16th pole, as he's currently right now leads the UDL with the most pole positions out of anybody so far. But now the question is, can he hold on to that lead once we get into the race? It looks like everyone's leaving. Hopefully I can get them in. I did invite them. I did invite Pecan and Snipper. We'll see what happens, I guess. Okay, I guess we'll have to wait a little bit for Snipper to arrive, or Pecan, or whoever will come in.
Hello?
Ah, hello Snipper, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright, lovely. Welcome to the commentary box. So, Snipper Pig, with another pole position, the 16th time in your UDL career, and back-to-back pole positions in Australia. So, talk me through how does it feel with the brand new car and the AlphaTauri as well, since this is your second time actually driving a Honda Power Unit car?
I mean, it feels alright. It feels pretty similar to last year. I'm on a wheel this year, so obviously that's a little different. But, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty confident in my one-lap pace. Yeah,
no, it definitely. You were actually the only one to even crack the 119s. You could have actually got 119.5, but apparently I guess your lap got invalidated from the way it looked. so it
Yeah,
didn't
I went
count
a
it.
little wide turn 1.
Yeah, I get that because the track limits in that track are a little bit ridiculous. Turn 1, if you go wide, you even turn 14 and 16, like if you go wide, even that was part of the tracks. They are very strict on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but so how confident do you feel this season with your new teammate Publix, or AKA Hefty Bag?
I feel pretty confident in him. I know he has a lot of pace. Qualifying didn't really go very well for him. He was pretty scared of track limits, so
Yeah, that's
I
understandable.
think he'll have a good race.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely got potential. Definitely eager to see how he'll do since he is making his return after being absent last season. But we shall see how everything goes. But thank you for joining me, and good luck to you, and especially into your brand new car as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so that was Snipper Pig. Now we will wait on the owner himself, Pecan. If I can get him on here. Let me try to invite him one more time as well. Hold on, let me do something else real quick. Apologies. Just need my notifications turned off. There we go. There we go. Alright. I think we'll wait on Pecan as he will be the next one to be interviewed. I was told that he was going to be on here as well. But yeah, should be a good race though. Yeah, like I said, and pretty much Snipper agreed that the track limits can be a key factor in this race. But yeah, Australia though, like I said, is very technical. It's a very interesting street circuit, but does provide a lot of opportunities to overtake. We'll see how that goes. But meanwhile, I will also check on the comment section as well. As Drew Yun, or that's also Drew Yu, says Snipper's overrated and Hefty is garbage. Oh, that's a little bit of trash talk there from Drew Yu. And of course, Dylan Lewis, one of Pecan's friends, is also giving him much needed support. So of course, it's also very good to see some good old mates as well, just cheering them on or whatever. Always a good feeling. But I'm still waiting on Pecan to show up so we can get the interview done. All right, and there is the man himself, Pecan36. Can you hear me? Yes. Even though I did have a little bit of issues getting the game chat earlier, but at least I can hear you. At least you can hear me in the party chat. but anyways, looks like you got a pretty good qualifying session, right around the top 10. So, what's your expectations coming into this season, especially now that you're going to be having Big Rig now as your full-time teammate as well? Yep, and of course you're also in your favorite number as well. I know you've been eager to get the number 8 of even though it's not the racing number that we cannot have at the game at this point, but I'm sure that probably is a good feeling as well. Now, pretty much what from the way it looks is that this season is going to be very tight competition. There's a lot of drivers that are really good. They seem like we're going to have some close fights throughout the season. What do you think will be your key to hopefully winning your first ever UDL F1 championship? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's probably what a lot of drivers think about this track too. It's very tight. It's very technical, but it's very easy to make a mistake too. Even if you like go wide, go off the grass, in a lot of those cases. But anyways, thank you very much for joining the commentary box, and good luck to you for the rest of the race as well. I did that already. I know, I did. All right. Awesome. Good luck. All right, so that was the owner of the UDL, Pecan 36. As we've got, looks like we got everyone all ready to go, I think, and we should be able to get this race underway. So pretty much everyone will be starting on the softs. If you're on the top 10, obviously if you're in the bottom 10, you will have to have a tire of your. You can have a tire of your choice to start on. Most likely it'll be if you want to stretch, probably go for a 2-stop, or if you want to like gamble. But I think the best strategy would be is a 1-stop. Probably go from soft to hards will be the best strategy, I think, for this race. But, of course, we will have the graphic up for you about that in a moment once we get the formation lap going soon. But, anyway, I guess we can get going, hopefully. I don't know why it's taking a little bit of time. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, that's not good news. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Apparently, maybe Pecan didn't have his mic on, or was not shared through the broadcast. So apologies for that. So it probably sounded like I was talking in thin air, I guess. Oops. Interesting. All right, that's fine. We'll gloss over it. If I do get another interview with him, I'll make sure to tell him that. So apologies for that. Yep. See. Yeah, you always got to make sure you turn them on, no matter if you're doing an interview or whatever the case is. I always keep mine on in case if I have to do interviews or what I'm doing right now. But anyways, yeah. So we'll go ahead and get this race underway. The very first race here at Albert Park in Melbourne, the beautiful state of Victoria. Of course, and of course, a little bit of some facts as well is that the state of Victoria, or Melbourne, just the city of Melbourne, is pretty much the sporting mecca. Like, pretty much it's home to the MCG, where it's hosted like the Australian Football League's grand finals, and it's home to like 10 of the AFL teams, because the majority of the AFL teams is based in the state of Victoria. And of course, you got the Australian Open and stuff, and of course that's what makes it a little bit of a sporting mecca. And then, of course, you got the Formula One race in Albert Park. And of course, I would probably say the most famous races for Australian motorsports would be, obviously, the Bathurst 1000 for V8 supercars. Such a very challenging track, too, if you ever, like, get a chance to even drive it. Like, let's say on GT Sport or Project Cars 2. It's a very challenging circuit. But enough of that. We will focus our attentions now to Formula One. So, Albert Park. We've got 29 laps ahead of us here at Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. And of course, this would have been the opening race of the 2020 season, but due to COVID-19, that wasn't going to happen. So that's pretty much why, of course, in real life, we have the calendar you see today. So anyways, here's the drivers on their formation lap. So let's go through your starting grid one more time, as Sniffer Pig is once again your on pole position, along with the Dreamsy making his best start to the season so far, and Shawsome is in third in the pink Racing Point. This is the car he won in last season in Australia, and Honos will start in fourth alongside Pecan and Korab, Honos and Ripper Rick alongside with Pecan, and then Korab, and then Easy Hurricane alongside with I Got a Big Rig, and then Dilsack rounding off the top 10. Publix or Hefty Bag and the Alpha Tower will start at 11 alongside with Kill the Birdman. Bossman at 13, and Drew Yu will start in 14th along with Impulse, making his debut, as he will start in 15th, as we have the pit strategy for you there on your screen. Like I said, the one-stop strategy from soft to hard will be the projected strategy, unless you want to go for a two-stop, going soft, medium. Yeah, Impulse making his debut in the Renault, starts in 15th along with Imperial, who switched over from the okay, what is up with Drew there? He just got pushed off the circuit. I've seen at least 6 drivers have disqualified for the formation lap. That's interesting. Okay, Imperial will start in 16th along with Real Space Hero starting 17th. And then guys that got disqualified, Schweitzer starts 18th, Breezy 19th, and Speed King rounds off the rest of the grid. But how did they get disqualified? I don't know. But it's going to be a challenge for them now, as they're going to have to start on cold tires as well. So pretty much everyone is on the softs except for Schweitzer, who's starting on the medium tires. I mean, hopefully we won't have the live timing board also be a little bit wonky at the start, because it is tend to do that sometimes. But anyways, are you ready for Formula One here at 2020 for the United Drivers League? It's, of course, got the green flags waving, and it's time to get going. It's lights out, and away we go from Australia. And it looks like Snipper had a little bit of struggle on the start, but Dreamsy with a much better start into turn 1, along with Ripper Rick, gets ahead of Snipper Pig. Snipper Pig has lost 2 positions before even the first corner, but Dreamsy ahead already. Snipper down in third, along with Konos right behind him. We got cars, it's almost 3 abreast. Going into turn 4, or turn 3, excuse me. We have cars got to go 3 abreast. It looks like between, looks like Easy, I think Easy Hurricane was part of that as well. But we got crashed somewhere in the back. It's Breezy. Breezy's out of the race already, and we have a virtual safety car that is out. Virtual safety car is out already, as there were a lot of crashes into turn 4. Easy Hurricane has left the session, and so did Korab. Oh my goodness, we've got some interesting things happening, but some penalties already commencing. What is going on here? Dreams. Oh dear me. I think the lobby might have lagged or something. Everyone's already leaving. That was a very chaotic start. Yeah, everyone's. I don't know if I should leave or I don't know how to explain that. of course, Codemasters has had a lot of bugs, and this is probably obviously one of them. Well, Dreamsy leads the first lap. Snipper is alongside Ripper Rick and gets ahead of him into turn 1. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how to call this. We've got someone that's gone off. Shawsome is a little bit of... Oh, we got Big Rig that's gone off as well. And Shawsome's missing a front wing completely. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't know what's happening. Anyways, here comes Snipper Pig on the inside of Dreamsy. Even though that's Dreamsy on AI. Snipper goes up into first. Dilsack is left the session, and Ripper Rick is now behind Snipper Pig and up into second place. Onos is left. I don't know what's happening. I see 2 cars in the pits already. Shawsome and Birdman, they've pitted for the mediums. So Snipper right now has gone back into the lead after having that struggle off the line. I don't know if we're going to start a new lobby or what the heck are we doing. I don't know. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Alright, we are restarting the race. Hurricane's car did not go. He disconnected from the session and his car did not go. Caused a big problem for a lot of the other drivers, so we are restarting the race. So we're going to try and get this done quick and get the race going.
Alright, thanks.
So I want to apologize to all the viewers who are watching. This game was having some trouble, so we are going to try and get back to racing soon. So, Racer X, I sent you the invite. I'm going to go ahead and leave the party and get the grid made. So that's what we are doing.
All right, thank you. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, like I said, the game's had a lot of issues over the course of its start. But yeah, I don't know what's up with Codemasters these days. Anyways, I'll get into the other lobby and we shall get going again. So that explains what exactly happened in turn 4, because there was like a big carnage. Alright, so let's try it again. Round 2. Even though we're still in the first race. Alright. Yeah, so again, quick apologies for what happened earlier. Like I said, I don't know how to explain that, because Codemasters has been like this for quite some time. Of course, they did release a new patch, the patch 106, but I'm guessing they still haven't fixed their bugs, obviously. Alright, so have we got everyone in the lobby? We've got 19. Who are we missing? I know we are missing... I think we're missing Impulse. Yeah, we're missing Impulse. Oh dear. Okay, I think we got everyone in here now. So it's 20 cars are in the grid. Excellent. Shoot, Dreamsy had a really good start before all that stuff happened. Yeah, Snipper pretty much just struggled off the line. So yeah, pretty much like he said, he's just doing the wheel for this race, from what it seems like. Of course, like I said, he is testing also doing no TC. That can be a bit of a struggle off the start. I can understand that too, but I'm not on wheel, I'm on pad, so. That's a whole different story, obviously. The thing is, I find it that this game is a little bit easier to use no assist than it is for the last one. in my opinion. Let me look through your comments real quick. The Locksmith 1800 says, rooting for you, Pecan. I've never seen him in the comment section before, but welcome to the race. But hopefully we won't have any issues as... Wait, who are we missing now? We're missing a Williams. Are we missing Space? Space Hero? Yeah, we are missing Space Hero. Interesting. Okay, so we probably can't get started until the real Space Hero comes into the lobby. And we shall get underway. Oh, this game is something else. It is something else. Okay, so I guess while we wait, why don't I talk a little bit about the British Grand Prix. So, as you saw, Lewis Hamilton got his 7th career win in Silverstone, and of course is one of the most successful British drivers to race the circuit, and probably the most of all time as well for that circuit as well. Now, the thing that was really interesting to me was how the tires were handling the last couple laps, because almost a lot of people, like Carlos Sainz, Hamilton, Bottas, were dealing with front right tire punctures. And the thing that gets me a little bit concerning, though, is that was the hardest range of compounds that Pirelli offered for the weekend's race. So next weekend they're doing the same track again. So they're doing it at Silverstone. That's for the 70th year anniversary Grand Prix. But the thing is that they're going to be using the softer compounds. So it'll probably if you want to know the tire compound range, it's the hardest is the C3, which is the soft tire, the C2, which was the medium, and the C1, which is the hard tire. This one will probably be the C5, C4, and the C3 as the softer range of compounds. Now, the thing was that the tires were dealing with, the track temperature, of course, being in Silverstone was, over 90 degrees. And I know Pirelli have had issues with that track in the past. 2012 is the most recent I can recall, when there were quite a lot of drivers that had tire punctures, like Hamilton. I think Vettel did as well, and Webber, and Alonso. But, that was just, that's just a few to name off, but yeah. And it was mostly in the same tire as well. I think it was more the rear right tire, if I'm correct. But yeah, it's pretty interesting how it was just the front right tire that was mostly the tire that was mostly affected by a couple of those drivers. I think Verstappen was on the verge of that too, if I'm correct. He was on the verge of having a puncture as well, but that didn't happen to him because if you remember, he pitted for soft tires to try to get the fastest lap. I think that went to Albon, if I'm correct. But yeah, pretty much Mercedes still showing their dominance. Nothing new. Well, it would have been a Mercedes dominance if Bottas didn't have that tire puncture. Alright, so hopefully now we can get going, as we'll get the formation lap underway again for the second time. Alright, let's go through grid order again. So, Snipperpay lines up on pole position. This is his second time gaining pole position in Australia, the 16th time in his UDL career. Dreamsy will start in second. Best start for him right now in his full-time seat at Alfa Romeo. Shawsome, last year's winner in Australia, in the same car in the Pink Panther, starts in third, along with Honos, who starts in fourth position and line up the second grid. Ripper Rick starts in fifth. making his full-time seat debut on the Renault alongside Pecan in 6th. Korab will start in 7th, and Easy Hurricane, the 2 drivers, making their full-time seat debuts as well. And then Big Rig making his full-time debut with Haas starts in 9th, alongside him Dilsack. And Publix, or Hefty Bag, after being absent for at least over a season, comes back and he'll start in 11th in the Alpha Tower along with Kill the Birdman. And Bossman will start in 13th along with Drew, who got disqualified from the session, starts 14th. Impulse starts 15th along with Imperial. The 2 drivers switching over, pretty much Imperial going from the Renault to the Ferrari and Impulse into the Renault. Schweitzer starts in 17th along with X Breezy in 18th and Speed King in 19th, while Helmaid, who was actually supposed to be reserve driver originally. He wasn't really supposed to race, but I don't know what's going on with Space Hero, but he will start from the back of the grid in the Williams. And that is your grid order. And we'll give you the telemetry up and running for you. And this time it didn't pop up the graphic, but if you remember the pit strategy earlier, it's a one-stop strategy, supposed to be preferred, soft to hard, or if you want to go two-stop, soft, medium. And I think the projected pit window for the softs is around lap 9 to 10, I believe, is when the pit window opens. Anyways, got the cars lined up on the grid once again, and we shall get going for the second time here in Australia, in Melbourne. There it is again. One-stop strategy. Here we go. 5 red lights for round 1 of the United Drivers League. It's lights out, and away we go. Sibber got a much better start than he did last time, but Dreamsy, I think he got a much better start off the line, and he goes into turn 1 up ahead of Snipper Pig. It's 3 abreast, almost between Shawsome, Snipper, and Ripper Rick, but Snipper gets away from him a little bit cleanly. Here comes Pecan, though, on the outside. He looks like he's trying to get a little bit of a 3 abreast going as well. He has to hold back, but it's now Dreamsy in the lead. So far, the Australian Grand Prix, Snipper Pig has lost the position before he gets into turn 1. And Ripper Rick followed in 3rd, along with Shawsome and Pecan as he goes a little bit wide into the grass. But it looks like everyone's got so far a little bit cleanly, at least at the moment. And hopefully we'll get the projected screen up. There you go. The screen is up and running for you. And there's Pecan right behind Shawsome. And also Big Rick, his teammate, behind him as well. Honos has dropped from 4th all the way down to 8th place. And Korab down to 9th. Publix has moved up a position, going up into 10th place so far. And we've got someone that's gone off, and I think that's Bossman. Has he gone off? He's gone off a little bit at the exit of turn 10. But right now, it is Dreamsy leading the way in the Alfa Romeo in lap 1. So Snipper once again struggling off the line, off the grid as well. Of course, no DRS for the first couple of laps, of course. And Dreamsy leads the first lap of the Australian Grand Prix. The gap between him and Snipper is 0.8 of a second. So right now, it's Dreamsy from Snipper to Ripper Rick to Shawsome to Pecan and Big Rig, Hurricane, Korab, Publix, Impulse, and someone's gone into the pits already. It's Honos who's gone into the pits. And on to another set of soft compound tires, as he might have pitted for wing damage. Helmet, though, has, after starting from the back of the grid, is moved up 5 positions already, up into 15th place already. Here comes Speed the King on the inside, into turn 3. We've seen a lot of things happen into turn 3 before. Into turn 4, he's got the inside line, but Speed King still wheel to wheel and holds them off. It's Helmaid holds off Speed King, still holds off into 15th place. So far, Dreamsy's now starting to pull away a little bit. 1 second now. He's out of the Snipper's DRS range. So far, looking good. Pretty much looks like the top 10 has gone a little bit more of a separate group. Breezy is gone. He's retired from the session. He is gone. Does that bring out a safety car? I don't know exactly how this happened. Don't know if there was any contact between him and Honos, or whatever the case was, but here we go, across the line. Dreamsy will come across the slash lap 3. DRS is now enabled, as now the gap is 1.3 seconds. It's gained about half a second out of that lap, too. Dreezy, yeah, out of the race. So already a bad start for one of the racing points. Oh, Shawsome got a little bit wide there out of turn 4. But he holds on to the car, at least for the time being. Pecan right behind him. There's Big Rig. He is not too far from him either. Pretty much everyone's so far all single file at the moment. Ripper Rick is starting to close in. We're right on board now in the Renault of Ripper Rick as he's getting towards turn 11 and 12. As he's getting much closer to Snipper Pig. Snipper Pig seems to be losing a little bit of time and struggling a little bit out of some of the corners. As here comes Ripper Rick with DRS wide open. And he has to hold back. And oh, Korab's gone. He's retired. Korab is gone. Has he crashed in? Yeah, he crashed out of turn 12. Does that bring out a safety car? No, it does not bring out a safety. Oh, no, it does bring out a virtual safety car. So now the virtual safety car is out. Thanks to the crash from Korab. So 2 cars already out of the first 3 laps. So far, pretty much everyone looks like is in a little bit of a close group with the top 9 drivers at the moment. Schweitzer drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, and now we're back under green, and Ripper Rick is now much closer to Snipper Pig. Snipper Pig struggling a little bit though on some of the corners like I mentioned, but Ripper Rick seems to be doing a much better job as he's trying to stay consistent as much as he can in the Renault. Half a second right now is separate between him and Snipper Pig. Now it's gone down to 7/10 between him and Snipper Pig, and we've got someone off as well. Who has gone off? I think that might have been, is that Schweitzer? Yes, it was Schweitzer that might have gone off as well. DRS now wide open for Ripper Rick and Shawsome. Shawsome right behind him as well. The DRS also open for a Pecan, but he's a little bit further back right now at the moment. Ripper Rick starting to struggle a little bit out of some of the corners as well. Shawsome has now gotten much closer to Ripper Rick. Snipper kind of pulled away a little bit for the time being. DRS open now. Still a little bit further back, but the dirty air is the only thing that's kind of holding them up. Also is a big factor as well. The dirty air in this game is very challenging as well. Snipper has lost a lot of progression time as well. 1.5 seconds now between him and Dreamzy. Dreamzy looking absolutely comfortable so far in first place. Of course, Dreamzy, who is known for his straight line speed setups, so far working out absolutely beautiful for the Alfa Romeo. And pretty much no separation at all from a lot of the drivers. Meanwhile, we've got Dilsack and Drew Yu battling out for 9th place. Drew Yu's kind of slowly all the way from Dilsack, but under braking though, it looks like Dilsack has to hold position for now. But let's fall back up to the top of the food chain as we've got Snipper Pig and Ripper Rick still kind of battling out right now for 2nd place. Ripper Rick's kind of slowly crawled away a little bit, but Pecan now closing in on Shawsome. Pecan, of course, was the winner from the very first race of the UDL season. DRS wide open for the Haas. And so far, yes, to hold the position. Oh, we've got someone off. It's Impulse. Impulse, I think, might have gone off out of turn 12. So, no surprise. No surprise. I mean, if you go wide in that corner, like I say, chances are you could lose the back end and maybe crash into the wall. Dreamzy right now has slowly built up that gap between him and Snipper Pig. 1.8 seconds right now, separate between him and the AlphaTauri. Of course, like remember the pit window? I think the pit window is somewhere around lap 9 or 10. So that's pretty much if Snipper wants to have a chance to even get to Dreamsy, the best chances he can do is go for the undercut and hope for some clean air to at least get some good run on Dreamsy. But right now, it's looking like Dreamsy is slowly pulling away right now in his comfort zone. Just pulling away from Snipper Pig. But also, meanwhile, Ripper Rick is out of DRS range as well. 1 second separates between him and Snipper Pig, so he will not get DRS. But this will allow Shawsome to get DRS. We'll see what he can do before he gets into turn 1. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer as he's a little bit further back. But meanwhile, Hefty Pack has moved from 10th up or 11th up into 8th place so far. He's doing pretty solid right now at the moment. Meanwhile, we've got Speed the King. Speed King right behind, all over the back of Drew Yu. Dilsack did manage to get ahead of him. Now, let's see what the Red Bull can do ahead of the Williams. DRS wide open. He's going to have to hold position there before he gets into turn 3. And, oh, we've got someone that's gone off. And looks like Kill the Birdman's gone off near the final corner. And he's also lost his front wing for good measure, too. Both end plates are gone. So, yeah, he has to go in the pits immediately. And Kill the Birdman has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But already, Dreamsy, 2.1 seconds as the gap right now between him and Snipper Pig. Of course, he said before the goal is that he wants to mainly focus on winning the Drivers' Championship. So far, he's trying to make he's making a bit of a statement for himself right now. As into the pits comes Shawsome. As on goes the hard tires on the Racing Point. And what's happened? Okay, I had a glitch, of course. So this will put Shawsome behind Dilsack. But the main thing that would have to help him out is the clean air. If he wants to maybe get the undercut to work. Oh, here comes Ripper Rick, though, right behind Snipper Pig. Definitely falling off a little bit still. The gap is still maintained at least over 2 seconds between him and Snipper. The Haas's, meanwhile, is still doing pretty solid at the moment. 4th place for Pecan at the moment, and Big Rig right now riding along in 5th. Seems like everyone's kind of gone a little bit separate as well. Probably pursued by either the next lap or lap 10, like I said, will be when the pit window opens for anyone on the softer compound. And meanwhile, Pecan's gone ahead of Ripper Rick as Ripper Rick has gone into the pits and will hope to get the undercut on Snipper Pig and on go the hard compound tires. So he's following along with Shawsome on the one-stop strategy. Ripper Rick will come out ahead of Speed King. Contact between Speed King and Ripper Rick. He's lost his end plate for good measure, too. And he also gave the position to Bossman. So that is, oh no, and Bossman's gone. Bossman has gone off into turn 3. And he's lost half of his front wing for good measure. He's lost his flap and the end plate, so that is going to be an immediate box. As that car is absolutely bad at this point with no downforce. So the Haas's right now are 3-4, but right now the guys that were in the top 5, Ripper Rick and Shawsome, did pit, and Shawsome right now is pretty much right now going into out of the 3rd sector. Now into the pits comes Snipper Pig, so he's going to try to go for the undercut on Dreamsy, and into the pits comes Easy Hurricane into the pits as well. So Pecan now moves up into second place with a 5.3 second gap between him and Dreamsy. Big Rig also stayed out, so I project also the Haas's are going to probably lap. One of them will lap probably this lap, and I assume the other one will lap the next one. So probably Pecan will pit first along with Big Rig. Now Snipper Pig, actually he did get ahead of the, oh, Shawsome! Shawsome almost lost it there, but Snipper Pig looks like he got the undercut to work, or the overcut on Ripper Rick, but he is behind Shawsome, so Shawsome most likely had the undercut working for him, as he was behind those two earlier. So the clean air definitely helped him out, but then you did see a moment ago that he did have a little bit of a moment. A little bit of a lock up there as well from Shawsome. Now, when will Dreamsy pit though? Is he going to pit this lap? And the answer is yes, he is going to pit now. Pecan, is he following suit as he goes understeering at the second to last corner? Then he goes in the pits. Big Rig stays out, and Hefty Bag is up into fourth, but we'll see where Shawsome's going to end up, though. Is he going to be ahead of Dreamsy? Out he goes, out of his pit stall, and Shawsome coming towards the final corner now. Will he get the undercut to work? The answer is no, as Dreamsy is holding a very comfortable lead now, as the gap has gone a lot bigger between him and Shawsome, a 2.8 second gap. So he must have had a better lap than he did before he even pitted. Meanwhile, though, Snipper Pig all over the back of Shawsome. Still trying, wants to try to get by that racing point. He's right now currently in a penultimate third. Ripper Rick is falling off a little bit, though. Now, let's see. Ripper Rick, excuse me. No, not Ripper Rick. Big Rig is yet to pit right now. Out of the guys that were in the top 10, pretty much right now, is he... Okay, and ignore that little bit of the graphic with Hono saying that he's on 19-lap old tires. He is not on 19-lap old tires. I think it's supposed to be 9 laps, I would say. So I think Big Rig should be coming to the pits. No, he's staying out. Interesting. So Big Rig is staying out on those soft tires. I probably would assume they're at least dead by now. And he might have killed his strategy a little bit. So here comes Snipper Pig with DRS wide open. Does he have enough to get Shawsome? Right now, no. But he is managing that ERS quite a lot. Quite better, though, than he is at the moment. Got a much better exit, though, coming out of the second corner. Goes a little bit wide there. Here comes Snipper Pig, though. He's going to go on the outside this time. The wheel-to-wheel, and Snipper Pig gets ahead of Shawsome and up into second place. Right at turn 3. Nice move by Snipper Pig. And also, Pecan went back to his original position, is right now in 6th. As he also is following with the one-stop strategy. So Big Rig is yet to pit, though, but when is he? He should be pitting, I think, I would think by this lap at least, is when he gets into the pits. Because those soft tires have got to be killing him at this point. As also Dreamsy is starting to close in as well. And there you go. He's going into the pits. So Dreamsy should be able to get back up into first place. He's built that gap now to 3.7 seconds between him and Snipper. And there you go. Into the pits goes Big Rig. And on goes the medium tires. Interesting. So he's probably going to try to commit to going to stretch the medium tires if he can to the entire race. Interesting. As he does get ahead of Honos. Honos will have to make another pit stop, though, as he's still currently on those soft tires. But yeah, so far looking like everything is a little bit quiet at this point. Dreamsy so far with a good sized lead at 3.2 seconds, and we've got someone that's gone off, I think. That was a yellow flag at the first couple of corners, but I didn't see anything wrong. I think it might have been some glitch again. So far, it's just everything's looking a little bit quiet. Meanwhile, actually, we got Dilsack all over the back of Drew Yu. These two have pretty much gone back to being at it again, as he is right behind the Williams. He will get DRS to help him out. Into turn 11 and 12 we go, and Dilsack's lost a little bit of ground there, as now Honos has gone back into the pits. And on will go the medium tires and a new front wing, as he probably had a damaged front wing again. Here comes Dilsack though, right behind Drew Yu, and he's not quite there just yet. He has to wait a little bit longer, but Drew Yu doing a good job holding the car in position, at least to defend off the Mercedes behind him. Meanwhile, I guess while we wait, let me see if I can find any more comments. Seven Pie says 2017 saw the Ferraris with the same thing. Raikkonen and Vettel both lost tires at the end. And then he also says Hono somehow has 11 laps of wear on his softs on lap 7. Yeah, like I said, don't believe that kind of stuff, because the graphic for that is very, very stupid. So that's why I mentioned before that, to be aware of the graphic there of that. As Snippers closed the gap slightly. It was 3.7 seconds a few laps ago. Now it's 2.9 seconds between him and Dreamsy. And of course, they did pit on different laps. I wonder if maybe Snippers' tires may have heated up by now. There is Ripper Rick, and there is Pecan right all over Ripper Rick now. Ripper Rick has lost a little bit of ground following this, as he was third at one point. DRS now open for the Haas. Can he get to him is the question. No, not quite yet. We'll have to wait just a little bit longer. Meanwhile, we got someone that, I think someone's gone off. Who's gone off? I don't know. Okay, so anyway, let's follow along with Drew Yu and Speed King now. Speed King all over Drew Yu. Drew Yu goes a little bit defensive as possible. Speed King on the inside and up into 12th. So Speed King with a good move there. Moves up into 12th place. Yeah, that gap is starting to close a little bit now between Dreamsy and Snipper. I'm just wondering if it's just the tires are starting to heat up now, or if just Dreamsy's just really struggling with trying to get some pace going. They're both at the same ERS level still, but I'm not quite entirely sure if it's just the tires are just heated up more for Snipper Pig. I mean, yeah, his tires are one lap older than Dreamsy's. Still not close enough though to get to Dreamsy at this point. Meanwhile, though, we've got Pecan and Ripper Rick battling out for fourth place. What is Pecan going to do? Trying to at least hold aileron and try to at least get Ripper Rick maybe to the DRS straight. It goes a little bit understeery there in the turn 15. Now the DRS will be open right on board. Ripper Rick, I think, has got a little bit more of a better exit there out of that corner, so Ripper Rick will have to hold on to 4th place for the time being. Yeah, the gap is still closing. Now it's 2.2 seconds out of that lap. So right now, it looks like to me is that Snipper is lapping better than Dreamsy is. I don't know if he has the fastest lap. I didn't see exactly who. I know it said in the beginning of the race it was Dreamsy, but I don't think I'm going to take a look at the lap interval because okay, there you go. Honda has the fastest lap of the race with a 23.8. But yeah, I have a feeling that somehow Snipper might have the momentum shifting his way. Dreamsy has not managed to pull away, and Snipper has been closing the gap. Yeah, we'll take a look at the time as well, because I want to see exactly what the lapping. But meanwhile, Ripper Rick and Pecan battling out again for 4th place. Trying to get by him as much as he can, too. Alright, so Dreamsy, he comes across 24.7. Snipper does 24.5, so he's lapping 0.2 faster than he is. So he's gained on it by at least nearly 0.2 a lap. At least for the moment. And here comes Pecan, though, on the outside into turn 13, and Pecan gets ahead of Ripper Rick into 4th place. Nice move there. Going on the outside. Usually it's more of a trickier area to go on the outside of that corner, but he managed to pull that off. And Honos yet again with another fastest lap of the race. The 23.6 this time. And we've got someone that's gone off. And it's Impulse. Impulse has gone off, but he has no wing damage from the way it looks. Yeah, has gone off into turn 12. The most common area to make a mistake. The gap is now closing more and more. 1.8 seconds now between Dreamsy and Snipper Pig. He's closed that gap by 0.3 out of this lap. I'm wondering too if maybe it was just Dreamsy just trying to conserve as much fuel as he can as well. Meanwhile, look at the laps. 25.0 was this time. 24.7. He gained 0.3 out of that lap. And we're at only 11 laps left into the race as well. Meanwhile, Bossman has got ahead of Schweitzer. Schweitzer goes into the pits. And it looks like also, did not catch it, but Ripper Rick is lost another position, and the Hasses are now 4 and 5 as Big Rig got ahead of him as well. So Pecan and Big Rig at 4th and 5th. And the podium spots right now is Dreamsy, Snipper, and last year's winner, Shawsome, riding along in 3rd place. Yeah, I think this is now just Snipper. It looks like he's just trying to be patient, buy his time as well, because he knows that he's lapping more consistent than Dreamsy is. Because Dreamsy has lost quite a bit of pace, but meanwhile, Pecan and Big Rig battling out right now for 4th place. The 2 teammates battling out right now. So that time he did 24.6, Snipper 24.4, so he's still gained on it by like 0.2. DRS open now for Big Rig. Will there be Team Morris come into play though? As it looks like to me that Big Rig is like lapping a little bit faster than Pecan, and he's very, very close. All on the inside of the turn 3. No team orders. On the inside is Big Rig, and now Pecan will have the inside line, and he holds the position. Oh my. No team orders, it seems like. Picon's just saying, yeah, do you want the position? Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Team orders, you're going to have to stay behind me. Oh, that gap has gone closer now. 1 second now separates between Snipper Pig and Dreamsy. I'm thinking he might be using, I think he's on the lighter engine mode, is what I'm thinking. It was 3.7 seconds out of the pit stop when he came out of the pits. And now it's 1.2 seconds, nearly 10 laps later. And Snipper is so close to being within DRS range, if he can get to him. 24.4, that's a good time as well, to be lapping as well on those hard tires. Definitely want to be in the 24s if you're doing it on race pace. And also, Big Rig actually just got ahead of Pecan, so Big Rig gets ahead of his boss and up into 4th place. Now he's just got to try to hunt down Shaw some, as he's only 2.6 seconds away from him. Find any more battles going on. It looks like everything's gone quiet, mostly for the bottom part of it, but it's just pretty much the midfield has gone a little bit quiet. But now Snipper Pig is dropped at least a couple tenths out of that lap from Dreamsy, from the way it looks. Elmay now with the fastest lap of the race with a 23.5. So the reserve driver, who started from the back of the grid, who was in 13th at the moment, is right now has the fastest lap. And right now we've got 2 Hasses and a Renault that's slowly about to battle out soon. But now, here comes Snipper Pig though. He's closing more and more. By each lap, he's gaining more on Dreamsy. But he did not get DRS somehow, even though he's less than a second behind Dreamsy. I mean, they're both roughly on the same amount of DRS, roughly on the same pace, but Snipper is just gaining by nearly 2 tenths a lap so far. He should be able to get DRS if he manages to stay within less than a second once they get to the detection zone. As I think he might. It's close, but I don't. Actually, no, I don't think he will. He's a little bit too far away to at least get DRS. Yeah, he does not have DRS quite just yet. So has to hold the position, but time. Let's see if I can. I'm going to pop up the comments real quickly. Seb mentions that the graphics glitches are great. They're just pitted with mediums that showed 0 laps wear and put on stops that went on the car. Yep. That's good old Codemasters right there. I mean, that never even happened during the first game either, like the start of it, with these kind of glitches. I think Dreamsy might be panicking a little bit, though, as he knows he's got that Alpha Tower closing in, and meanwhile, we've got someone that's going off. And it's Ripper Rick. Ripper Rick has gone off into turn 2. Oh my gosh, I think that might have been a little bit of an unsafe re-entry, as Easy Hurricane had to go very wide too, as when Ripper Rick was going onto the track. Nine-tenths of a second right now separate between him and Dreamsy and Snipper Pig. Snipper Pig trying to close in as much as he can. So far, can't get anywhere close to the DRS zone or DRS detection point. Oh, and Dreamsy goes a little bit wide there too, but Snipper did follow that as well. Pretty much Dreamsy's trying to think at this point is all he can do right now is hope that he can get out of Snipper Pig's DRS detection zone. As So far, he somehow has throughout the last 5 laps, even with Snipper being this close. We've got 6 more laps to go. This could go down to the wire. He cannot use any of his DRS as he's lost quite a lot of it. Snipper is almost doing the same thing as well. He's got quite a bit that are like drained out a little bit as well. And Shawsome is, oh no, Shawsome has left. Oh, he must have DC'd. Oh no, that's a tough break for the guy that finished in first in Australia last year. And he's out. Well, not directly, but he's DC'd. This now will allow Big Ray to get it to third, if possible. And there you go. Their Snipper now has DRS to help him out. If he could get closer to the Alfa Romeo, this will help him out much, much more, as he has gained quite a bit of time through there. Not too much, but only about a couple tenths. Shawsome is now finally joined, but he's now wrapped up in a Haas sandwich, as he's got Big Rig in front of him and Pecan behind him. Snipper does not have DRS at this point of the track, so he has to hold to where he is. Meanwhile, Pecan also gets ahead of Shawsome and up into fourth, so the Haas's are now 3 and 4 with Big Rig in third. So far looking like a pretty good day in the office for the Haas team at the moment, as my intervals are gone. My intervals are gone, apparently. But I do know that it looks, I'm going to guess though, it looks like they are still within a second. Oh, actually, no, Snipper might have closed in a little bit more now. I think that's now at least 8 tenths that he's now behind Dreamsy. But Dreamsy had a little bit of a better exit though. And, okay, DRS is open. Dreamsy struggling to keep that car in line. Snipper Pig, DRS wide open. And he's gotten closer now. Dreamsy went a little bit wide there at the end of turn 13, but Snipper did as well. And so far now, DRS is going to be helping him, as he's got DRS yet again. Will he try to push to get ahead of Dreamsy though? Dreamsy has lost a lot of time. 6 tenths is the gap. And we have 4 more laps to go into the race. Can Dreamsy hold off Snipper Pig, or will Snipper Pig manage to get by the Alfa Romeo of Dreamsy, who has led almost the entire race so far in this Grand Prix? The gap has closed now to less than half a second. It's half a second now between the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri. And this could be the first win for the rebranded AlphaTauri if Snipper does manage to get by Dreamsy. But meanwhile, the Haas's look like they're going to be battling out again as well for third place, so we might see a close finish for first and third, possibly. Snipper cuts a little bit of that chicane there. Dreamsy trying to hold them off. DRS open, but it's still a little bit too far away for Snipper to get close. And he holds into second place for at least the time being, but he is close. He is so close, much, much closer now to Dreamsy. All over the diffuser of the Alfa Romeo. He will get DRS again to help him out. It'll be 3 laps to go as they cross the line. 3 more laps to go. As Dreamsy's still trying to battle off Snipper Pig, trying to hold off the position as much as he can. Into the next DRS zone. Dreamsy holds him off at least. Oh, he gets a little bit squirrely there at the end of turn 3. Oh, this is going to be so close. We might want to stay for this final lap if this stays like this. Dreamsy cuts the grass. Snipper went a little bit wide there at the end of turn 8. Now we go into the the second bit of the track into the fast part of the track. The fast chicane is coming towards him now. Snipper, half a second back from Dreamsy. See what kind of exit they get. We're right on board still with Snipper Pig. They both get similar exit speeds. Snipper with DRS again. Can he get to the Alfa Romeo? No, he still has to wait a little bit longer. Still has to wait, so. And he's also got lap traffic ahead of him as well. So, oh, could this benefit Dreamsy though? Is the question? No, I don't think it. No, it won't. He wasn't in the DRS detection zone to be behind them, but he's got lap traffic ahead of him. Snipper with DRS, 2 more laps to go into the race. It's still Dreamsy in first, with Snipper Pig behind him. He's getting much closer now. Snipper with DRS again. He's got to try to get by lap traffic. They got to let Dreamsy by. They do, thankfully. Well, at least one of them do. It's Schweitzer that lets him by. Now Snipper's got to deal with Schweitzer. Schweitzer lets him by too. Now he's got. Now another car has let them by, and he does. But the gap has gone closer with that lap traffic. Snipper all over Dreamsy. 3/10 is the gap right now. Still with 2 more laps. With 2 more laps to go into the race. The main thing right now is just trying to be consistent on exit speeds. This is pretty much what would help Dreamsy at this point, and to hopes that he would be a little bit far away for Snipper to get DRS. Okay, here we go. DRS will be open for Snipper Pig. He is getting close to the Alfa Romeo. Where will he hold the car? He holds in the racing line, and he still maintains first for now. This will be the final lap. Once these two cross the line, Snipper getting closer to the Alfa Romeo, and he's got DRS to help him out as well. He's going to have to use as much overtake as possible to get away from Snipper Pig. Final lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Snipper and Dreamsy battling out right now as they have been for the past couple of laps. Snipper with DRS, he's gone much closer. Dreamsy tries to hold the inside line. Into turn 3 we go. Wheel to wheel, they're all big bang wheels. Snipper's gone off, and Dreamsy holds the position. He somehow holds the position, and he gets away from him. Wow, unbelievable. A little bit of bang wheels there as Snipper tried to go the outside line, and it didn't work out for him. Dreamsy pushes him off. But Snipper's not quite done with him just yet, as they are still close. 9/10 separate between him and between these two. We'll get DRS yet again. Only 4 more corners to go into this race. Snipper now trying to do everything he can to get to Dreamsy. It's gone closer now. 3 more corners left. Dreamsy holding him off as much as he can till he gets to the line. 2 more corners left. Around the final corner for the final time. With DRS open, could this be a drag race? It will not be, as Dreamsy wins the Australian Grand Prix. And Snipper finishes in 2nd place, and Big Ray finishes in 3rd, and gets his first podium for the first time since last season in Mexico. Gets the Australian Grand Prix final podium spot. Pecan finishes in 4th, and Shawsome finishes in 5th. A good day in the office for Haas, getting the much needed points for the constructors side of things. And Dreamsy, with a great battle between him and Snipper Pig, holds off Snipper Pig and wins the Australian Grand Prix. And also I believe this is the 3rd time in the UDL career for Dreamsy that he has won a UDL Grand Prix. As also Hurricane came in 6th, Publix in 7th, Honos in 8th, Ripper Rick finishes in 9th. Dilsack, though, looks like he will maintain that final point spot as he comes across the line, and he will finish in 10th. Elmay finishes 11th, and Speed King in 12th, and Imperial, Drew, Kill Birdman, Impulse, Bossman, Schweitzer. What a race! The final couple of laps were absolutely amazing between Dreamsy and Snipper Pig. Snipper was just closing in on him, but it was just not close enough. As Dreamsy wins the Australian Grand Prix, and the driver of the day goes to Helmade as well. As he started from the back of the grid, and I think he gained at least 6 or 7 positions. But there you go. There is your Australian Grand Prix winner, Dreamsy of the Alfa Romeo, to win it all. And a fantastic result there for Dreamsy as well. Brilliant race. Absolutely brilliant. Even if we still got a little bit of bugs, but the racing was good overall. But we will go through your order one more time, as Dreamsy is your race winner of the Australian Grand Prix. And Snipperfish is in second place, and Big Rig in third, Pecan in fourth, Shawsome in fifth, and Easy Hurricane in sixth. Publix, or Hefty Bag, in 7th place. Honos in 8th, Ripperick in 9th, Dealsack in 10th, Hellmade in 11th, Speed King in 12th, Imperial in 13th, Drew You in 14th, Killed Birdman in 15th, Impulse 16th, Bossman 17th, Schweitzer 18th, Korab and Breezy were the rest of the cars that did not finish. The fight will go on as for the start of the race. Brilliant start to the season. Great job by Dreamsy and Snipper Pig and Big Rig. A brilliant start to a brilliant race. Still more to come, though. Plenty of races to go here in the UDL F1 series. Next week, we'll be at Bahrain, at the Kingdom of Bahrain, for the final race. Or, excuse me, not the final race. Excuse me about that. The second race of the F1 series. And also, the race after that will be the debut of the Vietnam Grand Prix in Hanoi, one of the street circuits that's going to make its debut on the F1 calendar. My name is KD1997. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.